Hello everyone, welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So, I'll be very transparent with you and let you know, for those of you that have subscribed to my channel, I try to come out with all kinds of recipes, but there are some recipes that I just don't share. They're just kind of like Shelley's secret recipe. And this is actually one of those. So I'm letting you in on a secret here. I'm calling this my chocolate cake. And it's one of the easiest cakes to make, but it's delectable. It is super duper moist. And the trick really is in kind of the execution of when you take it out of the oven to the time in which you put the icing onto it. So I'm gonna walk you through all of those. And it's really simple. I use actually a box cake, usually a devil food. So we're gonna go on and put that into our bowl, our mixing bowl now. So I use devil food. Then to that, and I follow basically the directions on the back in terms of the additional ingredients with one exception. So let's go through that. It typically will ask for a cup of water. It will ask for a half a cup of oil. So I do all those things. But then it also asks for 3 eggs. I never do 3 eggs. I always just do 2 eggs. And I think it really does, in fact, add to the fact that it becomes moister. It's less liquids. And then guess what? That's it. That's all you're adding. So I'm going to give this a mix. I'll turn this off and come back because I don't want it to make too much noise, but basically you want to mix this really well. So let me do that, and then I'll come back once it's mixed. And I've actually already sprayed my pan with some pan cooking spray, so you want to do that. And I sprayed the entirety, and I like using a bundt cake. It just works out best that way. Okay, so let's mix this up, come back, and then we'll put it in the pan. Okay, so you're gonna make sure, of course, that you're getting the edges. Make sure you've mixed it really well in your mixer, which I have done, and I've taken this out. So we're gonna clean this off really well, and we want to get every morsel, right? All of this delicious chocolate. The other thing, I mean, you can use, there are some dark chocolate mixes, cake mixes out there. I like that too. So I would go between dark chocolate and the devil food mix, either one. All right, so I wanted to just, again, make sure that everything's mixed well. As I said, I've already sprayed this completely. So we're gonna just go on and pour this in. And what we're going to do, again, follow the instructions. I think this particular brand says like 39 to 43 minutes. So whenever it gives me a range, I always set my timer for right before the lowest one. And then I don't try to open the oven anytime during it. I'll even take a look at it before I open the oven door. But what you want to do, I'm going to set my timer for 35 minutes just so I can take a look at it. Again, I always say this, all your ovens are different, and you just kind of want to know. So what you want to do is be able to stick a toothpick in it just to make sure that it is in fact completed. All right, so we're going to just put this here for right now, and we are ready to put it in the oven. So we will do that now. We'll put it in the oven. We'll come back. So again, I'm going to actually put this in, put my timer, I've got it on 350, and put my timer on, and we'll come back. And while it's cooling, because we do need to let it cool, not completely, but just enough for it to come off of the side of the edges, okay? That's another trick, because you want it to still be warm, not cool completely before you or when you add the chocolate. So let's put it in the oven, let's cook it. We're gonna come back, you're gonna see that it's still warm, and I'll take you through the next steps. Okay, so the cake is ready, and as I said, you don't want it to completely cool. So my cake is still warm, but I can tell that it's ready because it's pulled away from the sides, okay? So that's the key. Now you can use just a regular plate. I'm actually going to be transferring this, so I'm actually going to put this this nice little base, and it's going to go on this. So what you do want to make sure you do is, let's see how perfect that is. What you want to make sure you do is you have a container that's going to be sealed pretty well. And so that's why I'm actually putting in this, because it's the moisture that helps it to seep in. So I've actually taken, I only use half of a container of my chocolate. I put it in the microwave for 15 seconds. And basically you want it to be able to go like this, okay? So about 15 seconds. You don't want it too thin, but you don't want it too thick either. And so all we're going to do is we're going to just pour this on this cake just like this. And what happens is, because it's still warm, and we're going to put the lid on it, it actually seeps into the cake, and this just kind of nicely coats it. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful cake, and I don't like a lot of sweets. Like a lot of sugary desserts, and so that's why I like this, because this is half a container. You're just kind of nicely putting the chocolate on all around like so, and that's it, okay? But what's also key is you have to close it up, okay? So I'm going to continue to get the last little drops of the chocolate, and it'll just make its way to the bottom, okay? So there you have it. We've got the chocolate cake. Woohoo! I'm hoping that you will enjoy it as much as my guests will and I will. And yeah, I got a little that fell over here. No problem. Once it sets, you can clean that up, okay? But make sure you have something that you can seal it with, okay? This is the best thing to use. So thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this delectable dessert. You saw how simple it was to make. If you're not a subscriber, just click the subscribe button. I come out with a recipe every other week, something simple, delicious, and a healthier twist. The healthier twist on this, hey, we didn't use a whole can of frosting or icing. We used half. And we also cut this back by 1 egg, so we used 2. And believe it or not, and I use canola oil versus vegetable. So those are just kind of some things that you can substitute. Thanks again. Tune in, like it, share it. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.